One final race today, race 24 of the meeting, as Sarah Moore fist pumps the air with both hands, no less. Matilda Olson starts from pole position. Alongside will be Great Britain's Ben Casely with Lewis Gilbert, the Dorai Diamond, and his Scottish compatriot Cian Shields alongside for close company in row number 2. Tom Edmonds and Miles Apps makes it 2 successive British drivers on 2 successive rows. Row 3. Andreas Hebert and Mark Kimber round out the top 8 ahead of Eduardo Cosseteng and Bradley Barrett from Sodi Vitesse, which makes it 7 British drivers. Make that 8 in the top 12 with Charlie Turner starting from 11th ahead of Paul Fauquemin from France. Stormbrewer, Teresa Babikova, James Johnson in the top 15, starting 15th ahead of Bilou from France. Then rounding out the order, it's Luna Blum from the Netherlands, Lucas Thompson from Germany, Maurice Schuring from the Netherlands. Then we have Diogo Marquez rounding out the top 20 ahead of Finland's, we've got Jori van der Eyck ahead of Una Oksanen. And then we have Egypt's Hussein Salman in 23rd ahead of Angel Marin Crespo from Spain. Michael Petit from Belgium, Finn Stiak from Germany, Norton Falker also from Germany with Antoine Antier rounding out the 28 strong. 24 races, 8 qualifying practice sessions, and now it comes down to one final hurrah as the Spanish sunshine in southern Spain starts to drop down. We are approximately 40 minutes from designated sunset, predicted at 19:06 Central European time. 200 drivers, the last 28 of them now out on circuit. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we start the second chance phase for juniors and seniors. The top 8 from those second chance heats will join the 36 strong that will go into the 2 finals, with 31,000 euros worth of prizes to be given away at around 4:15 tomorrow afternoon. Top 10 again. It is Olson, Casely, Gilbert, Shields, Edmonds, Apps, Hebert, Kimber, Cosseteng, Barrett. That is your top 10. We go into the tram lines. 10 minutes on the clock. Do we go lights out? We race for one final time on Saturday afternoon. Heading to turn 1 for the first time. They absolutely swarm through and Olsen's lost the lead. She's down to 3rd. And at the minute, that is Lewis Gilbert, I think. Lewis Gilbert, I think, might have the lead. Is it? Or is it Cian Shields? It's Cian Shields from Scotland. Up from 4th, up into 1st, and is ahead now of Ben Casely. Matilda Olson looks to be down in 3rd position. I think that might be Lewis Gilbert down in 4th at the minute. And that is the case. The Dorai Diamond down in 4th place as the whole field now makes its way down the hill to turn 10 through turn 11. Then it's Miles Apps, Mark Kimber. As a move up the inside, I think that's the 338 from KR Sports. Eduardo Cosseteng battling away. And that was a 3-5 moniker driver that Eduardo Cosseteng got up the inside, but the top 4 starting to break away in the early phase. Matilda Olson goes up the inside of Ben Casely. Lewis Gilbert follows through past as well. So it's now a strawberry racing 1, 2, 3. Absolutely crucial for these 3 drivers, because now Cian Shields has to get himself as high up the grid as possible. Lewis Gilbert takes a bit too much curb, I think, going through turn 4 there. They go down into 5, through 6, into 7, now up the hill to 8, down the first part of the descent, which puts them right towards turn 9. Then it's a left-hand descent down to turn 10 and 11. 28 drivers still circulating. Oh no, disaster for Ben Casely. He goes off the track order of turn 11. That's a disaster for the Brit. He's dropping places like it was going out of fashion. Ben Casely out of the running for what could have been a potential race victory. But now the breakaway has happened. Cian Shields ahead of Matilda Olson, who sends it up the inside to take the lead at turn 16 with 8 minutes on the clock plus an additional lap. Lewis Gilbert now is being tactical. I can tell by his driving style. Let's have a look at this replay. This has got to be one of the best replays, I think, So through turn 11, Casely loses the back end. It just steps out. He probably locked it up under braking, and it caused the back end to snap out 90 degrees to the left and caught him out. Or it could have been a bump that maybe even unsettled the kart, as now Olson leads. Shields in second. Gilbert in third. Fourth, I think that could be Eduardo Cossetang. And that might be Mark Kimber just behind, possibly. And that is the case. 3:55. That is Tom Edmonds now. As more overtakes happen. That looks to be Charlie Turner that's got past Andreas Heber, I believe. And that would be for what? Or maybe even Miles Apps. I'm not too sure, because the order has been tumbled on its head thanks to what's happened with Ben Casely. That's a real shame for the Brits. Making his rookie appearance, as in appearances in the Euro Trophy. We've got 6 minutes and 43 seconds plus an additional lap still to go. Olson leads. Gilbert now in second. Kian Shields now in third. Cossetang, Kimber, Edmonds, Hebel. Charlie Turner up into 8th ahead of Miles Apps. Bradley Barrett makes it 2 Sodi Vitesse drivers in the top 10. And that's a great move there from Barrett. He's got past Miles Apps. That was through. And it's not just him there. It's Babikova. Teresa Babikova, also a Strawberry Racing driver, has got past Miles Apps, who drops out of the top 10. Casely running in around 12th or 13th position. As now the hunt is on, and Charlie Turner is closing down on for 7th place. Both myself and Sarah, we know what it takes to make a champion, and Charlie Turner has got that in his DNA. And he is chasing after the Dams Racing Team driver of France's Andreas Heber as they go through. The sun is now really going to be in the driver's eyes. That's why they have these tinted visors on. So they go streaming all the way up to turn 1. Some side-by-side action a bit further down the bottom part of the top 10. Olson hanging on in the lead at the moment. Gilbert still there. Shields still waiting in the wings in third. Cossetang, Kimber and Edmonds make it now a 6-way scrap for the lead. Charlie Turner now past Andreas Heber for what is effectively 7th on the road. Now we can start chasing. It's difficult when you're the chased one, but when you are the chaser, it is so much easier. You can push the adhesion envelope even more. And Charlie Turner, his last lap put in a 1 minute 4.468, so is a 10th quicker. Tom Edmonds, in the meantime, is closing. He's put in the fastest lap of anybody. He was nearly half a second quicker than Matilda Olson on that last lap alone. Olson's got no assistance. Gilbert's gone side by side with her through turn 16. Gilbert could have gone that round the outside, but thought better of it because he can't really take out his teammate. It was 68 thousandths coming across the start-finish line on that particular occasion. As unfortunately Maurice Schuring has retired from the race. So it's Olson, Gilbert, Cossetang, Kimber, Shields, Edmonds, Turner, Hebel, Barrett, Apps, Babikova, Bilou, Casely, Boer, Johnson, Thompson, Fokema, Blum, Marquez, Marin Crespo, Van der Eyck, Oksanen, Falca, Antier, Stiak, Petit, and Salman rounding out those that are still circulating. But it is still a 1, 2, 3 for Strawberry Racing at the minute. So we still have 3 minutes and 40 seconds plus an additional lap of this race still to go. Very much open game for anybody at this particular moment. There are those fighting to put themselves as high up for the grid as possible. Oh, someone's pulled to the side. And that is the 363. That is Teresa Babikova. Babikova out on the final qualifying heat. Disaster for the Czech Republic driver. A real shame because she was showing great pace all the way through the weekend. And now it's been ripped asunder from her. Marshall on the scene right now as the leaders go down the hill. 3 minutes to go, 180 seconds plus an additional lap of this race still remaining here in Andalusia. And Charlie Turner is definitely on the move. He's got past Kian Shields. Kian Shields now on the back foot. He's now into what is effectively 7th position. Mark Kimber now in 3rd place. Yellow flags being waved at turn 18 because there is a stricken cart. That means no overtaking. Teresa Babikova escorted to safety on Marshall post number 7, just off turn number 12. As now Lewis Gilbert riding the train tracks of Matilda Olsson. If anyone remembers the Vakastov season finale, Gilbert had the measure of Olsson. That was a sign of something to come from the youngster from Dalry in Scotland. So we'll find out very shortly what happens. Babikova, a retirement. Morris Schuring, a retirement. Marin Crespo now up into 18th. Other drivers making moves. Fokkeman has got past Thompson for P15. No other changes yet, but there is still time. Anything can happen in motorsports, and normally it pretty much does. They come down towards turn 15 and 16, and there's a move up the inside. That's Edmonds up the inside of Kostateng for P4 with 90 seconds on the clock. So that puts 3 Brits in the top 4 alone. Olsson leading Gilbert. Kimber, Edmonds, Kostateng, Turner, Shields, Hebert, Barrett, Apps, Bilou, Casely, Johnson. So Ben Casely running in the top 12 despite that rear end snap going into turn 11 a few moments ago. But the thing is, Tom Edmonds, I don't think he's done quite yet. He's got Mark Kimber ahead of him. But Mark Kimber is steely, filled with resolve and experience. So Edmonds is going to have to try and do something. If he's going to do something, it's got to be decisive. It's got to be also at the same time spectacular enough that Mark Kimber will not respond. However, I don't think that might happen, but we've got 42 seconds on the clock remaining. We're now on the second from penultimate lap here, as there's definitely been a lot of changes up and down the order. 26 drivers still running who hopefully will make the checkered flag in around about a minute and a half's time. As now we go across the start-finish line, there's going to be 19 seconds on the clock. So this is the penultimate lap of the race. Olsson leads Lewis Gilbert by 2/10. A further 2/10 back to Mark Kimber. Top 4 separated by 0.653 of a second, thanks to Tom Edmonds from KR Sport representing the United Kingdom. So it's Sweden leading ahead of Great Britain, Philippines, Great Britain, Scotland, France, Great Britain and Great Britain. That's a huge amount of Brits in the top 10 there. And I count, that is all bar 2 of the Brits in this race in the top 10. As Olsson getting very, very composed. She's been leading from lights out to checkered flag. She knows the fact that Kimber and Gilbert will have to double team. As Gilbert goes up the inside for Olsson. Kimber goes through. Here comes Tom Edmonds round towards the outside. We're going to go on to the final lap. Lewis Gilbert leads the way as Kimber, and they're trying to squabble amongst themselves. But there's been a black and white flag for the 398 there, as they've nearly tripped all over each other. It's an absolute scramble. Here comes Eduardo Kostateng. What a grandstand finale to finish this action on 24 races, as Kostateng and Edmonds tangle through turn 5. Kostateng responds and goes through past the Brit into turn 8. It's going to be very interesting here because it's going to be gloves off. Ding ding, round 2 tomorrow, and someone's going to want to have that momentum going into tomorrow. And at the minute it was Lewis Gilbert as Matilda Olsson tries to force it up the inside of Mark Kimber but can't make it through. It compromises her coming out of the corner through into turn 13, heading down the back straight for the final time this afternoon. As it is Lewis Gilbert who leads from Mark Kimber, Matilda Olsson. The battle for 4th still on between Kostateng. Here comes Charlie Turner. He could have a run at them. He's not going to have it. But Lewis Gilbert wins the 10th and final qualification heat in senior Rotax. He had the opportunity. Kimber saw the window open too. And they both went up the inside of the current reigning and defending Rotax Euro Trophy champion, Matilda Olsson. So it's a Strawberry Racing 1, 2, 3. Lewis Gilbert takes the win, having started in third. Mark Kimber started in 8th and finished in 2nd. Matilda Olsson started on pole, finished P3. Eduardo Cossetang finished 4th, having started 9th. Tom Edmonds finished exactly where he started. Then it was Charlie Turner, Kian Shields, Andreas Hebauer, Bradley Barrett, Miles Apps, Ben Casely, Anthony Bilou, James Johnson, Stormbrewer, Paul Forkema, and also Luna Blum, Angel Marin Crespo, Lucas Thompson, Jori van der Eyck, Una Oksanen, Diogo Marquez, Antoine Antier, Finn Stiak, Michael Petit, Norton Falke, Hussein Salman, and unfortunately Teresa Babikova and Morris Schuring not finishing the race. A Strawberry 1, 2, 3 to conclude the day after 24 days of action. I don't know how my voice has got through it. This plenty of hydration, snacking on the go. Sarah, we're going to quickly round things off before we go and have a definite well-needed rest this evening. But your thoughts about the day. From me personally, we have seen the strategic